What's up, party people? I am Gabrielle Tenney, and you are watching Mindful Magic, a new show here in Puerto Vallarta in English for conscious conversations. So what is consciousness to start? It's just awareness. So we're going to talk about a lot of different topics here on this show. And because we're English speakers living in Mexico, we can talk about so many things. But next week, for example, we're going to have some special guests, well, starting next week. Pamela Thompson, for example, who is with Healthcare Resources PV. We're going to be talking about how to find reliable English-speaking doctors here in Vallarta. Those are just, one of the topics. That's just one topic. We're also going to talk about 4 steps to raise your vibration. Today, I'm going to share a little bit about who I am, why we're doing this, and 7 tips for knowing yourself, or 7 reasons why knowing yourself is so valuable. So I started Mixly, a spice company here in Vallarta. You can see our spices here, so it really makes cooking so easy. We have flavors like al pastor, moles, and beautiful sets for if you're on vacation and you want to take some sets with you. Let me show you just for fun. This is our Taste of Mexico set, which is a perfect gift if you're here in Vallarta and want to take the flavors of Mexico with you home for yourself or for your friends and family. Each one comes with a little card. You can put a little note, and it comes with steps to download an e-cookbook in English and Spanish with recipes so you know how much to use and what you can do with them. So this one comes with the churro spice, for example, so you can literally make churros and put the sugar spice mix on top of it. This mojo spice, great for proteins, and they're all salt-free seasonings. We took a lot of the sugar out in most of the flavors. So like al pastor, the mole that had a little bit of muscovado sugar has 0, so we made them keto-friendly. This is just one of the sets, guys, so if you're interested in learning more, visit especiasmixly.com. It's all in Spanish there. Or you can follow us on Instagram at especiasmixly or on Facebook, Especias Mixly. We just opened also a cultural center called Casa Cultural Mixly. This is our nonprofit where 10 pesos of each jar sold of our spice company goes to the foundation. And so this helps us to buy books. We want to set up a library or a digital library. We want to do lots of activities with the kids in jarretaderas and neighboring neighborhoods. We are located in Nuevo Vallarta, so it's really this perfect space between Nuevo and Jarretaderas. So if you can come to one of our courses, we're giving different classes on meditation on Tuesdays. We're doing a book club, spiritual book club on Thursdays. We are doing a abundance course on Wednesdays. We're doing a lot of different things. Everything's in Spanish, so you can come and work on your Spanish language skills. If you'd like to teach a class, if you're an English speaker who wants to teach English to kids or adults, we're looking for people who want to come and share what they know. It's been a really, really beautiful experience so far because so many people have come, and we're doing a community soup kitchen on Tuesdays from 2 to 6 for the community. And just so many people have come to be volunteers or donated food. They are donating their time to give classes, and it's really, really exciting to be a part of. So if you have time and you'd like to be a volunteer, or if you teach a class and you'd like to share that with our community, we would be so happy to have you. So the Casa Cultural is a place to heal our 4 bodies. Or that's our philosophy. We have a physical body, a mental body, an emotional body, and an energetic or a spiritual body. And so if we want to be healthy and balanced beings, we really have to touch on all of these aspects of ourselves. And so at the Casa Cultural, we have the classes for each of these areas. For your physical, we have art, we have yoga and kung fu classes. For your mental health, we have the spiritual book club, which also hits on the energetic spiritual side. We have a class on biotechnology, so how to live in a space where your house is conditioned to be cooler than outside. So it is cooler because it runs with the airflow. It is in the shade because of it's being noticed where the sun is. So all of these things have to do with biotechnology, which is just the study of life. So that is another kind of part that touches on the physical part. On the emotional side, we have our meditation class, which really helps to shut off the mental chatter and to really be able to connect with your inner self and really understand where you are emotionally and mentally. Emotionally, we are going to have other classes with that. We're going to have a therapist come in and do group sessions on how to build your self-esteem, or just other topics, and we're open to whatever you would like to talk about. So leave us a comment, send us a message. We are happy to either have you on as a guest or talk about a specific topic that you'd like to touch on. So today, what I want to talk a little bit about also is, well, who I am. So I'm Gabrielle. I am half American, half Mexican. My mom is from Puerto Vallarta, really from Tomatlan, but she was here in the 60s, one of the first families here in Vallarta. And my dad is from the States, and so my dad was visiting here in Vallarta, met my mom, they fell in love, he took her to the States, and that's when I was born. And so I always like to say that I was made in Mexico, born in the States, because that's what they tell me anyway. And so I was born in New York. I would come to Mexico every year since I was 2 months old. And then when I was 14, my parents got a divorce and we moved to Mexico, my mom, my sister, and I. So I went to high school here at the American School of Puerto Vallarta, and then I went back to the States for college. And so I decided to go to the Culinary Institute of America to culinary school because I really had no idea what I wanted to study. And I knew if I went to a normal college, I would just study liberal arts or something. So I decided I would find a skill, learn this new skill that I would be able to travel the world and always have a job because people always have to eat. And it would be something that would allow me to be my own boss one day. And so after studying at the culinary school, which was amazing because I got to work in the Four Seasons in Hawaii, at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas, in the Picasso restaurant, which is a 1 Michelin star restaurant. I have really great experience, but I really hated working in hospitality, in hotels and restaurants. So I came to Mexico, opened a restaurant here with my mom, was a private chef in Mismaloya for a really kind dude. And then I decided to go back to school to study business. And so I was thinking about studying accounting, but after 2 accounting classes, I was like, nope, I'm gonna hire somebody to do that. And I decided to focus on marketing after I took a marketing class, and I read this book recommended by a professor called Brand You. It was talking about the archetypes, like the rebel, the sage, and it really was so interesting to me because of the psychological aspects. It really is like psychology when you focus on marketing. So I just took I was studying business and then I focused in marketing. And so now I kind of combine the two with the spice company and with the cultural center that we're now opening, using my background as a business owner and also giving cooking classes where we focus on using food as healing. So using the study of trophology, which is the way that food biochemically is digested and absorbed in the body. And then also vegan cooking, so how to be a vegan chef. And so all of this you can find on my Instagram, which is soygabrielle.marie. It's SOYGABRIELLE.MARIE. And so that's kind of a little bit of what my story is. I do a lot of work talking about just knowing yourself, because it's been something that I've done for many years. And so I had my I would call it my awakening or my spiritual awakening when I was 24. And I can just tell you a little bit about the trajectory and why I love to talk about these topics of consciousness and mindfulness and spirituality. And it comes from me being around 5 or 6. My mom tells the story that I came home one day and was like, "Mom, all the kids go to church. Why don't we go to church?" And she was like, "Oh, okay." So they started looking for churches, and they eventually landed on a Catholic one, and we started doing Catholic school, going to church on Sundays. And then when I was in high school, it really didn't vibe with me anymore. There were a lot of areas that I just didn't agree with or didn't feel right. And so I really got into just being, I would say, like, I'm agnostic. Like, I know that there's something bigger than me. I know that there's something, but it's just not the way that it's been explained to me in Catholicism. And so I really got into, actually it was the first like a 12-step program that I was reading, and I really liked what they were talking about. And then I got into Hinduism and read the Bhagavad Gita, the Sutras of Patanjali, which changed my life. And then I was into Buddhism. I got into a course when I was in Italy on transcendental meditation. And that was a big, big shift in my life. When I was in Italy, I had just gotten through a big breakup, and I had moved to Italy to study for a year. And so I was really kind of digging deep, and I met this boy who taught me about, well, he didn't teach me, he just mentioned it, and was like, it was like that mentioning where you are, if you're interested, we'll go and look for it later.